Hi guys, so there is this viral video going everywhere now about Randy Peter and Very Dark Man. Now Randy Peter did an interview. For me, I don't know, maybe the interview is targeted at what do you call it? I don't know, maybe the interview is targeted at gaining attention, or he was actually speaking from his mind. But however, I'm going to be answering this interview and the questions they asked in my own way as a Randy Peter fan, because I'm a Randy Peter fan and I'm a Very Dark Man fan. So I'm going to be answering this as a Randy Peter words fan. Now, let's go. Listen.
I don't know what your problem is with him. I want to know on this platform how and what happened that he blocked you. What path did you guys cross that he blocked you? And do you see what I'm seeing in these trends I just pointed out right now?
Emir Saddam, because you have asked this question, I will just want to say some things about it. Because on a normal day, I do not like to engage in personality discourse, especially when it does not have to do with figures who are government officials, public office holders, people who I am empowered to hold to account. If it is not them, I do not like to engage in it. Myself and Very Dark Man, we have never followed each other. I wasn't following him, he wasn't following me. I just realized when people said tag, reach out to these people. So then I realized that, oh, this person has blocked you. So that was why I was just mentioning that. Look, let me be honest with you and ask you a question. What does Very Black Man do?
Randy Peter was asked, okay, what was the issue between you and Very Dark Man? Because Randy Peter said Very Dark Man blocked him. Okay, now Randy Peter, that question you asked, if truly you don't know what Very Dark Man does, then it means you are not as exposed as you tell us you are. It means you are not as let me know, I don't know the word to use, but for you, we see as a very intelligent young man, somebody who does good research. For you to come and say you don't know what Very Dark Man does or what Very Dark Man do, and you are asking an interviewer what does Very Dark Man do. Now, first of all, I remember when Very Dark Man was carried by the EFCC, you came out and said Very Dark Man is you guys might have your differences, you might have your differences or whatever, but what EFCC did was wrong, and they should come out to say why they carried him. Now, that was when you said it, and before you said that thing before you pushed for electoral reforms. So I'm not really sure it was people who were telling you to tag VDM for the electoral reforms that made you discover that you were blocked. That's one. Secondly, let us assume truly VDM blocked you. Why do people block people? You guys, like you said, you don't know him before. He does not know you before. You guys have never followed each other. And before you were doing Radical Pastor. Before you were doing Radical Pastor, the one that when you used to jump fence to go and preach. Before you were doing those Radical Pastor movements. Before you now start talking about politics. Now, it is very possible that Very Dark Man's page is doing it to see things that are things that are trendy, like news. So it's possible he's not seeing you, or even if he was seeing you, he felt like this content is not what he's pursuing on social media. So if VDM probably blocked you, it is because it is not what he's pursuing. He would prefer to see the likes of Tunde Ednut, Linda Ikeji, Gossip Mill, trending news, so that he can know what he wants to come and analyze. For me, like I always say, the way somebody reasons and the way another person reasons, they are different. This is what I think. If truly he blocked you, and then he blocked you probably on Instagram, he probably TikTok, he doesn't even know you or he has not seen you. So that's one point. Now, secondly, asking what does Very Dark Man do? Number one, in this country as a whole, Very Dark Man is the one who has created awareness in terms of skincare vendors, medications and the rest of them, telling them to get the required license and registrations from NAFDAC for them to be able to function effectively. VDM single-handedly pushed that narrative. And when he was pushing it, he was coming online to say it. He never dragged anybody in to say, come and support me. Oh, maybe that's why you felt you did not know. It single-handedly pushed up these things. That's one. VDM also held influencers and, in fact, advertisers responsible for whatever comes out of their adverts. Meaning, after VDM raised an awareness, if you now as an influencer wants to collect a job, you'll be like, oh, you will think, well, is this what I can do? Is this thing registered? Is this thing going to cause any harm to people? Because a lot of people advertise what they do not use. A lot of people advertise what they don't use. So VDM created that awareness, causing all the influencers to sit up and to know that, okay, it's not just about money, it's now about credibility on the line. That's 2. 3, VDM has spoken up in a lot of ways, even down to the prisons, international passports. In fact, the passports that you're able to do now, that somebody abroad will do passport sharp and will not have any issues, it is attributed to VDM's work, because VDM was the one who called out the Ministry of Interior, called out all those people, and then they say, oh no, it's not this, so it's foreign affairs, so it's this and that. That is another one. Another work VDM has done. VDM has helped tell people about traveling, the dangers of traveling through road and the rest. VDM has helped to bring back girls who were trafficked. In fact, listing what VDM has done or asking what does VDM do, you are expecting somebody to list everything VDM has done. It's like going to the middle of the ocean to count the water. Listing what verydarkman has done or asking somebody to list it, it's like going to the deep ocean to count water. You want to count how many water is in the sea. VDM has done a whole lot. So you coming to say you don't know what has VDM done? That's wrong. That is one. Then another thing you said on this page now, you said that you don't like talking about things except it is government related, which you are licensed, you are approved to do so. No. As a matter of fact, it is people that make up government. What I mean is, if you have good people, you will have good government. If you have good individuals, the individuals are still the one who go to the government house and become government officials. So if you have good individuals who take responsibility and do the right things, then in one way or the other, you are definitely going to have people with good hearts in government. So if you want to talk about grassroots, it is first to work on the people, because if the people's mindsets changes, it's going to in turn go back to the government and affect everybody generally. Okay, now and then let us move up to the
property, your money. I'm giving you what Nigerians say. If you steal your money, he will go and fight and collect your money for you. He drags the untouchables. You know, in Nigerian society, we have the untouchables, the so-called untouchables. So he drags them. He does not hold bars. He calls out everybody. You know, that's the image that he portrays, right? And that's what I say. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really go deep into his contents, because most times when I saw this trend of like what happened in Plateau State, the Bokos killings, he now went to Bokos and said that the killings in Bokos is because of tin, that he discovered tin on the floor. And I grew up in Plateau State, so I was like, no, it is way more than the teens. I know that could be part of the reasons, but that's not the only reason why there's an ethnic cleansing going on in that place. Don't come and he changed that story. That was when I paid attention, because I know what people were saying that he got into the Mohbad Naira Marley's case, and all of a sudden started asking for DNA for the Mohbad's wife and saying that Naira Marley is innocent. You know, despite we seeing videos of how much these guys molested Mohbad when Mohbad was alive. So when he did.
Now, let me take this interviewer's case small. Let's not rush the food. This particular interviewer, you are not only biased, you are both myopic, you are both all the words to describe somebody who is not a serious person. That is what this interviewer is. Now, you said they say that, meaning you two don't know VDM. If you don't know VDM so well, and Randypeters does not also know VDM very well, then why are you discussing him on your podcast? If you don't know VDM, you say Randypeters is asking you what does VDM do. You are saying they say, meaning two of you did not do your research. Exactly, can you tell me why you are discussing VDM? How does this little part now affect the electoral reforms that we are pushing for? How does this help your cause? How does this help you in any way? That's one. Secondly, this interviewer, to show you how yeye you are, you came out to say one of the reasons you did not really like VDM, or one of the reasons you pushed away from his content, was when he went to Bokos and said, oh, that look at the way they are buying people here, look at the way they are buying this and that and that and that, and that look, these people are very rich, they have mineral resources, that it was the thing that VDM said it was because of the thing that they found in Bokos. That's why they are doing ethnic cleansing. How can you people be lying with confidence like this? How can you be lying with confidence? I don't still understand. How can you guys be lying with so much confidence? If not that this video is going to be on YouTube, because it's definitely going to be too long for TikTok and Instagram. Now, I would have gone to get VDM's video when he went to Plateau the first time, when everybody was saying, oh, this guy did a great job. He took the issue to the community. You know why all of you are saying there is killing, there is spying going on here, so people are spying here, spying here. You are seeing it on camera for everybody to see. VDM went there, gave them the little support he could afford at that time. VDM went there, showed them little love, humanitarian service. What else did you want? VDM said it clearly in that video that these people are being displaced deliberately. VDM said that these people are being chased away from their ancestral home. What is being chased away from ancestral home and what is ethnic cleansing? What is the difference? That you say that is the reason you were pushing away from his content. I don't know what is wrong. I don't know. See, if you are a celebrity, I will continue, I have not finished. If you are a celebrity, be wise. When you start rising, don't just go everywhere you are called on interview. Don't just go everywhere. Don't just go everywhere. This is the same when you go on interviews, go on profitable interviews that is going to improve. And even if you are there on a podcast, watch every word you say, because just like you are intelligent in your own way, other people are intelligent in their own ways. The way I'm interpreting this thing now, someone else can come and interpret it in a different way that it will, and I'll be like, okay. I still take and still learn. Now let's move forward. Don't go anywhere. He asked a question, so I'm just trying to respond to him politely.
Come on, he changed that story. That was when I paid attention, because I know when people were saying that he got into the Mohbad Naira Marley's case, and all of a sudden started asking for DNA for the Mohbad's wife, and saying that Naira Marley is innocent. You know, despite we seeing videos of how much these guys molested Mohbad when Mohbad was alive. So when he did that, I now checked on the course that the Bokos was what drew attention. I was like, for real?
Now you talked of Mohbad. You say when Mohbad's case started and Mohbad's wife did this, VDM now came and started talking about Naira Marley is innocent. When you also what Naira Marley did. Now, 90% of you who criticize Naira Marley, you have had one or two physical pish with people before. 90% of you have fought before. You don't blow person, you don't give somebody black eye before. But now it is Naira Marley. The fact that, okay, Mohbad by when? Naira Marley and him had physical contact when? Even up till today, you can see, the blind can see that it is not Naira Marley that by Mohbad. VDM said Naira Marley did not buy Mohbad. VDM never said Naira Marley was innocent, as in like saying Naira Marley did not do Mohbad anything. He actually said they should sue Naira Marley for the bullying and the fighting if there was any evidence for it. But Naira Marley did not buy Mohbad. At the end of the day, after all the trials and everything till date, the court has discharged the case. The court has said Naira Marley is innocent. So how can you be disliking VDM over that? Instead of you to say, oh, I said something, he said something and I was wrong, and you are now still defending it. Let's continue.
The final straw was when Tinubu, I think, came back, when Tinubu was about to open an embassy. I think wanted to work with the French to bring in the French military to Nigeria, and it was going loud, and all of a sudden verydarkblackman just came out from nowhere and said that all the 180 million naira in his account has disappeared. You know, the whole Nigerian attention now went on verydarkblackman. Oh, they now came out and said it's a prank. And I was like, no, you can't be playing with the sensibility of what 200 million Nigerians. I'm using us for crew. So that was when I started. I was like, if Tinubu is not using this guy yet, that means he doesn't know that he's being used either psychologically or he's a weak.
The amazing thing is when someone sounds so ignorant confidently. When you are talking and you are sounding like, oh yes, I am very intelligent, I'm going to break this down, and you are sounding so ignorant, but you are confident about what you are saying because you feel you are saying what is right. That's what's just happening with this interviewer. So okay, can you show us the French military base? VDM is no longer talking about it, right? Nobody is talking about it, meaning they probably went on with the military base. They set up the military base, the French military base, and nobody stopped them. In Nigeria, can you show us the military base? Everything is calm now. Can you just do a coded one? Show us the French military base that is in Nigeria. There was a propaganda that people were pushing, not 100% verified. You don't know if this is UN, you don't know what it is for. The next thing that VDM only said, you guys should learn to verify before you push a narrative. Learn to verify before you push a narrative. Let's continue. I'm sorry, the video is long, I know.
How the child she has does not belong to him and all of that. Nigerians need a strong figure to look at. Nigerians need somebody that they can call a champion. And because they do not have it in their leadership, when you see figures who are, and then again, there is something with the kind of making poverty look like a virtue. In Nigeria, if you want to be the friend of the poor, pretend to be poor and fight the rich. Try to bring people who, because rich, if you are rich, it is assumed that you are doing something wrong in a society where there is so much poverty and suffering. So anybody who stands as that stopgap to challenge those persons who we see as wealthy and doing wrong becomes the hero. Even when sometimes the person who is also critical is only even when sometimes that person is also looking for an opportunity to get to that class. And that is why when he sees people who help them to that class, they segregate the kind of wealthy people they can touch or talk about. So this person can be talked about and this person cannot be talked about. So in all of it, we must learn not to empower people that you cannot question, because absolute power corrupts absolutely. And that is the problem with Nigerians. No matter how much you love people, you should be able to disagree and tell them that this is wrong or this is wrong without it being malicious. So when you...
Now, Randypeters, VDM was poor. VDM was poor before. Everybody has their history. So VDM, when he was even poor, like when he started this case with Jenny's Glow, like 2 to 3 years ago, VDM did not have this much influence. VDM did not have this much money. In fact, VDM was paying for his court cases from his TikTok live earnings. But he stood for the truth. Now, this person who has stood for the truth for more than 3 years, consistently, he has stood in gap for everything he believed was good for more than 3 years. You are saying people should not just support him. Well, so this video doesn't get too long. For me, I support what I see. I'm not a witch, like I always say. I'm not a witch, and I assume that you are not a wizard that will preempt people's future or preempt the way people will react in future. It's what I can see now that I judge, and what I can see now, VDM is doing well. If he changes to become a bad person tomorrow, I will change. Do you get me? But I will not give him half support because I am thinking tomorrow he might be bad. No, I will give him my full support, because if I give him full support, it will encourage him to continue to be good. Do you get me? It will encourage him to do, oh, I'm doing a good job. People are supporting me. Let me keep going. I'm sure when you started, you did not expect the support that you are getting. Now that you are getting the support, it has given you push to continue. So why should VDM's case be different? I mean, I don't know. So this is just my full analysis for Randypeters. Okay? And like you said, time will expose everything. Time will show us the true nature of people, as nobody can really pretend forever. So he has been there for 3 years. He has been doing well. I pray all of us, when we get a little power, we don't change, because you may not know, but VDM already has power. Okay, yeah, VDM already has power. With the power VDM has now, VDM can actually decide to join any political party. He will win. He can decide to throw his weight on different things and he will win. You understand? He already has the influence. If you have such influence, I pray you don't change. If I have such influence, I pray I don't change. With the money VDM has acquired, with the fame VDM has acquired, he's doing what he's doing. I don't know what else you people expect from somebody. That's all I have to say. Thank you and God bless you. Remain blessed.